All right, important announcement before you watch this video. I just completed shooting this video, and then I decided I need to say this before you actually watch. So, number one is I had decided that I was going to share with you 21 points in this video, but then what happened is by the time I reached point number 5, I saw it was nearly 25 minutes, and I was like, man, this video is becoming too long. I need to divide it into parts. So, this will be a 4 or 5 part series with all these points that will be shared with you. Okay. The second is the points that I'm going to share with you in these videos are going to be advanced level points. They're going to be points which nobody talks about, taboo stuff, working on loopholes, and things that people generally know, they discuss, but they don't want to share with others because of the insecurity of their jobs, or they don't want to invite more competition. All right. Number 4 is, why am I only saying for Indians? Because my target market is Indians. It doesn't mean that if you're not an Indian, these points will not work for you. But the majority of the working population in the Middle East are Indians. Indians are everywhere. So that is why I've made it for Indians. But at the same time, there are many points that can help you. So do take out your notepad and, bookmark the video or jot down the points. Which comes to point number 5 is, first watch this video at 1.5x speed or a little faster. And then if you feel, oh, he said something that I have to pay attention, stop the video, take it a little bit ahead, take down the notes, and then watch it later. What I highly suggest is, what I highly recommend, is bookmark the video or save it where you can watch it when an opportunity does arise, like an interview or a job, or you have decided now it's the time for me to make the change. I can watch this video. Others, sometimes what happens is, given the fact that I have more than 9,000 videos and YouTube has billions of videos coming in, when you want, you'll not be able to get it. I do the same. I bookmark videos and I save them when I need them. You can create separate folders, by the way, in YouTube. Number 6 is, these will be controversial points. They will be not the normal in-your-face kind of stuff that you hear. They'll be pretty brutal. They'll be blunt. You may not like some things, and some things you'll be shocked about. Like I will speak about corporate racism, which is very explicit, but people are scared to talk about. So they will be mentioned in this video. And last but not the least is, if you have watched the video and you have a question or a doubt, comment down below, okay? Or you can get in touch with me. And the only favor I ask you is, if you find this of value, is comment down below that I watched the whole video. Be truthful. Don't just namesake say that I watched the whole video. It matters to me because it shows that you have interest. And just leave a comment and say, I would like to see part 2, because this would be part 1. Okay. Having said that, I hope these video series add value. It is specially designed for those who don't want to pay, or maybe who don't have the money to pay me because my charges are kind of high. But I surely, deep down, I want you to succeed. And feel free to get in touch with me. If I'm free, I definitely will respond. All right. So having said that, let's start. First things first, which I want you to ask yourself, okay, is you want a better salary, you want a better position, fine. Everyone wants that. The question is, which I always ask people is, tell me, why should someone give you? Tell me why. And people generally will say, oh, it's my experience. I have more experience than before, or I've been, in this position, I've achieved so much, blah, blah. All that is fine. All that is fine. You have more experience. Even the employer has more experience. Your colleagues have more experience. Your competitors have more experience. But then what makes you stand out? That's the big question. And if you're going to base your logic on getting a promotion or getting a better position or better pay just on experience itself, oh, I have more experience, that is a fair assessment, but that is not how places like the Middle East work. You really have to stand above the competition. So the first question that I leave people with is, why the hell should someone pay you? And for that, when I get my clients and I work with them, I always tell them, dig out facts. Don't be generic in nature. Don't say hardworking. Don't say like I've achieved so much in this project. Sometimes the owner is not interested in you tooting your horn. He wants to know what is the benefit he can get if he employs you. See, because remember, a businessman, employer, manager, or someone who's running the company, he always keeps tab on revenue and expense. Okay, the revenue, the expense. minus both of them, you will get the profit. So he begins to think, if I give this guy 10,000, let's say 10,000 dirham, okay, how much more will I get back in return? Generally, they want 100 times more, I'm just saying, or 10 times more. So they will always measure in terms of money. So you have to quantify and you have to give them measurable information. And don't try to bullshit by saying, I brought down cost by 2.5%, I increased by 7.8%, market share, I increased by, 0 point whatever, or I worked in a $1 billion project. Why? The $1 billion project you were completely heading, you were in charge. Don't try bullshitting. Give people actual convincing answers. And remember, the person sitting across the table is smarter than you. Okay, he's smarter than you. He's not a dumbass. You can't fool him. The reason why he's the boss is because, or the reason why he's at a higher level or a decision-making capacity is because he's smarter than you. Okay, you might think you're smart, yes, but there are people who are smart. So first and foremost, number one is have the answer, why me? Okay. The second, which I'll put as a subset of this question, is in the last 5 years, how have you changed? Do you look different? Do you sound different? Are you networking with a different set of people? Do you have a different set of friends? Have you changed your environment? Have you changed your lifestyle? Have you changed your behaviors? You have to have very concrete, convincing data for yourself. If you look the same 5 years ago and today, people will be like, yeah, we look the same. If you talk the same, if you act the same, if you eat the same. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting you to, become like Loy Machedo, no tattoos, now fully tattooed. Okay, he was 100 kilo, now he's with six-pack abs, he's around 70 kilo. He was talking with an Indian accent, now he's talking with an American accent. In as much as that also is good enough, okay, although I don't advise you to getting tattooed, but understand this, if people around you cannot see a change, okay, they cannot see a change, they see you as the same gummy dummy that you were before, then if known people are not convinced, people who know you are not convinced, then why the hell would someone give you in that environment? Then the only answer is move away from where you are, go to a totally different place where nobody knows you, and they'll be like, wow, look at this guy, he's new, he's different, he's something which we have not seen before. It's like, to make you understand, if you have been looking at my channel, if you have been watching my videos, this bookshelf is going to be at the latest videos from the last 2 years. Bookshelf is going to be at the back. Face is tattooed, but you don't observe because you're used to it. You know my style of speaking. You know the controversy. You know the videos. You know the masala that I speak about. So it's very predictable. Thankfully for me, I am in a happy place. I'm making enough and more money where I don't need to push myself to the extreme. Although evolution is important, but for you as an employee, if you really want to make the change and it is with a sense of urgency and it is important and it is something that you desperately want to achieve, then people have to see a change or they have to feel he has changed. Otherwise, they're going to be he's the same old, same old. It's like, going to your company and asking your boss, I want a promotion. He'll look at you and why? Why should I give you a promotion or why should I increase your salary when, you're doing the same thing which you have been doing from before? Why should I increase my overhead? All right. So point number one, I know this is pretty lengthy, but you must have the answer to the question, why should they pay me more? And it should be explicit in your face that you have improved. I'm pretty sure if you have met some people who were very obese and now they are physically fit, you met them after some time, you're like, wow, man, what a transformation. Or someone who was, smoking, drinking, hanging out, and now he's married, he's settled down. Wow, what a change. So there has to be an explicit, in-your-face change in order for the market or the industry to take you seriously. If you have a mentor, if you have a coach, if you have someone who really is invested in your growth, someone who is not emotionally involved like your partner because they tend to take you for granted, but someone who can seriously evaluate you in a very logical manner, find out how you can make this happen. And that's point number one. I know, pretty big point. Point number two is, this goes on without saying, it's your mindset. It's up here. It starts all the way here. A decision, want, a desire, a fire. Now, if you don't change this, you can't change anything. Like I'll give you a small example. There are some people who literally, for them, God is important first. First is God. Okay, fine, good. Clap your hands. Then is my family. Okay, good. Then is my health. Oh, I should be okay, healthy. Fine. Okay. Then where is the priority in terms of your work? Oh, it comes at number 4 or number 5 after my parents and everything else. So when you have given priority number 5 in your list of values and hierarchy, that is where your job comes. Don't expect the employer or the industry to give you priority. You're making them as number 5, so they also treat you the same way. So if you really want to improve, change, and see a difference, it has to move from level 5 to level 4 or 3 or maybe even 1. I'll make you understand. Okay. Let's say every day in the morning you get up at 5 o'clock morning and you go to church to pray to God for 1 hour. You're praying to God. Okay, very good, very good. Then after that you come back and you spend time with your wife and your kid, and you're making food for them and you're eating at the breakfast table. Why? Because you have to spend time, quality time. Good, good. You're being a good father. Then not just to save costs for the bus, but because you want to spend some quality time with your child, you drop your child to the school, and maybe you drop your wife or work, or maybe you just drop your child and then you go to office. So overall, 1, 2, 3 things you did. Okay, 1, 2, 3 things you did before you start your work at 8 o'clock. Now, just imagine if there is another person who gets up at 5, but instead of going to church, he's taking a examination for a project management certification. He's spending his time to get a master's degree or an advanced level certification. He gets up at 5 and he does that. And instead of spending time eating with a kid and, spending time with the wife, he is going for exercise and networking with his boss who is in the same gym. I'm just saying, these are actual real life examples. Okay. Or he's keeping fit. And number 3 is, instead of dropping his child, he goes to the office, comes early, finishes off all the emails and everything else, and is hardcore ready to just go full speed ahead when it's 8 o'clock. He comes at 7:30. Now you see 2 examples. One is God-fearing, family-oriented, nice husband and father. One is a hardcore, career-focused individual. Which one do you think will climb the ladder of success faster? Because remember, it is not about having a balanced life. If you have a balanced life, you cannot achieve success. No way. You cannot be Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Gordon Ramsay, Chef Gordon Ramsay. These people have achieved excellence. Obviously, you don't want to be like them, and nobody can be like them. But if you have to achieve greatness now, you have to be into this. This has to be your life. For example, my brand, whether you know it or not, I don't know if you know. But for those of you who follow my channel, know my I. I love myself the most. My brand is important the most. My work is important. It comes before my wife. It comes before my kid. It comes before family. It comes before everything. Obviously, health is important. But before anything else, even before gaming, even before anything, okay, I give a rat's ass to anything else. If I have to say, send my wife back to the village, if I have to send my daughter back to the village, I'll do that. For me, work is first. And I've told very clearly to my wife, I said this right before marriage, you come in between me and my work, that's the end of it. My work is first important. And she understands why, because I'm able to give them a good life. So you need to have that obsessed mindset. You need to this has to be your priority. This has to be your life. Okay. Then there are other traits. Number 3 is other traits are, you need to have a sense of urgency. You can't take it as casual. Oh, I'm just going to search for a job. I'll send one CV today. Tomorrow I'll send another CV. No, it has to be, I'm going to dedicate this 1 hour hardcore into, 4 or 5, or try to get 1 or 2 appointments or meet some people, or, be intensely focused, because getting a job, higher job, better job, bigger pay is a job in itself. You need to really, it is a crazy journey that you're going into. Why? Because you want more money. You need to have the right actions. See, if I want to lose weight and I'm stuffing my mouth with sugar and carbs and I'm doing exercise, you're going to lose 0 weight. In fact, you're going to become heavier. You're going to gain more weight. So you have to do the right thing. You have to cut out carbs. You have to do fasting. You have to do, longer, say, for example, cardio exercise. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. So right action done many times for a longer duration will produce the right results. Just doing actions, but the wrong thing, the wrong direction, you're headed towards failure. And I would add another bonus point here is you must think like a businessman, hardcore businessman, hardcore. You have to be cold, you have to be calculative, you have to be like ruthless. You cannot be a nice guy. See, remember this when you're talking of, promotions, or you're talking about getting the job of your dreams or the position that you dreamt about. You cannot be a nice guy, man. You just cannot be a nice guy, because if you're a nice guys finish last. Like, you can be with your colleagues and you can, let's have lunch together, let's go out together, hey, happy, kumbaya. Yeah, there are people who are nice. There are people who go out in friendships and all that. But the person who's going at the top, who's reaching the CEO level or the director level, is not thinking of colleagues as his friends. He's not thinking of, oh, I wish you get a promotion. I wish you get a salary increment. Forget me. First you. No, you have to be absolute son of a bitch. You have to be like, it's me or him. It's the gun will either be pointed at him or at me. Who should be shot? It's like that. I'm sorry, but this is how the corporate world works. Nobody is looking out to make friends, be nice. It doesn't work out that way. Okay. And you have to live in that world where you have to understand that opportunities may not come regularly. They may not come frequently. And maybe it's a once in a lifetime thing. So when you act in that way, yes, you will achieve results. Now, here's a sad fact that you may not be liked by colleagues, but this is not a popularity contest. You have to be liked by the decision maker, which is very, very important. Remember, you can either be friends with the workers or you can be friends with the management. Choose wisely who you want. Number 4, okay. If here's the thing. Because life in Dubai, Dubai, you have so many cultures, so many nationalities, so many different people from all walks of life. There is always a tendency to look up to people. Like, whether you admit or not, most of the people consider people from the West, Goras, the whites, as slightly superior, which I get it. Nowadays, it is not the case, but there was always the feeling that the white man or the Westerner, the Gora, is superior. In some ways, that is only true if they have better facilities, better education, they have gone to an Ivy League, or they have traveled the world, then they have, let's say, a heads up over you. Okay, they have an advantage. Because remember, a person who has worked in 7 countries versus you who have worked in 1 country, a person who has studied in an Ivy League versus you who have studied in some, small-time college, a person who has mixed with 20 different nationalities and you only dealt with Indians. So obviously, he has the upper hand. So that is one area where you might have a disadvantage. The second one, which is very explicit in UAE, is the corporate racism. And yes, the preference for the citizens of the country. Because remember, UAE has to take care of its citizens. Its population is hardly 9% out of 100%. 9% are Emirati local. So the government has to take care of them, nurture them, give them the opportunities. You could say, give them a silver spoon, but that doesn't mean life is easy for them. They also have to work hard. But it's an unfair playing field. Like, for example, the starting salary of most of the educated locals is around $10,000 starting first job, $10,000, which I doubt an Indian would ever get $10,000. In fact, even in Western countries, $10,000 for the first job, no. But the UAE government, provided you have earned your place and provided in terms of merit, they will give them the job and the training and the support and the push for them to take leadership positions, because they want their own citizens to succeed. So when you know all this, it can really kill you inside. You'll be like, oh, I'm not as good as them. Oh, I'm having a tough time. Oh, the odds are stacked against me. What will I do? How will I succeed? So all these self-doubts, all this low esteem, all these questions that you have, you must face them head on. You must tackle them. You must fight them. You cannot have that, oh, I'm not as smart as this Gora guy. Oh, this is so unfair. Racism is there. I can't do anything. Obviously, I don't expect you to become Martin Luther King Jr. and start a revolution. But then you have certain strengths and weaknesses. You have certain plus points and minus points. So focus on what you can work on. You can't change the world. You can't change the UAE government. You can't change racism. You can't change people's mindset. You can work on you, right? So figure out through your mentor or through your coach or through whoever that you're working with or who's working with you to ensure that you work on those areas. And you have to ask yourself, okay, corporate racism is there. Let's keep it there. How can I succeed despite this? Yes, Goras have better, global experience, Ivy League or international positions. How can I fight him? How can I fight him and succeed based on the strengths I have? Don't remember, if he is a big, huge bodybuilder with big strength and he knows how to punch, and if you go in a punching match with a guy who has experience in punching, you lose. If he is very strong and you go into a strength competition, you lose. So maybe you need to try something else. Maybe you need to try jujitsu. Maybe you need to use a gun. I'm just saying, in war. Now, don't try that in real life. So it's not just believe in yourself. Oh, I deserve the best. Oh, I visualize I am better than them. No, belief is required, yes, but you need to be very practical and strategic. Because remember, for example, me, I'm in a landscape where an industry where all the coaches are well suited. They wear a suit and tie. They have a production team. They have not only a corporate house, they have people working under them. They do seminars, conferences, they're goody two shoes. So I had to position myself in a very unique and authentic, even though I hate that word, in a manner that made me stand out. Where if I would try to fight with a guy who is, let's say, having a PhD or who's doing a seminar or who's wearing a suit and tie and has big qualifications, I would lose, because they would say, oh, he has qualification. What about you? He is wearing a suit and tie, Armani. You are just wearing a t-shirt. He is traveling around the world. You are in one place. So don't fight a battle you'll lose. Fight a battle where you can win and hit your strengths and your uniqueness. I'll give one last point, point number 5. As a bonus, there are too many points. I don't want to get into all that. I'll just give you 5 for now. Maybe I'll make a part 2 of this, part 2, 3, because there are a total of 20, how many? 21 points. So I finished 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll make 4 of these. Okay. I'll give one more point before we conclude. And let me know, do you find these useful? Because if you do find this useful, then I will make more videos for you. So point number 5 is, if there's a vacancy, let's say there's a job vacancy, everyone is applying for the jobs. Yay, very good. There's one job vacancy, job of your dreams, you apply. But do you know, or I'm pretty sure you should, if you don't know, you're a dumbass, more than 400, 500 people minimum apply for the job, or at least minimum 100. And on the higher side, sometimes it goes up to 4,000 if they, advertise this globally. So how do you stand out? It's very hard to stand out when there are 100 people. Just imagine 100 people are standing here. What are the chances that you can be noticed? Okay, you can say, I'll make my CV colorful. I will make my CV keywords. I'll use AI. Yay, fantastic. You did something nobody else can do. You are a genius. Sorry, but that's not reality. That's not how it works. You can have a CV that's colorful, but I have not met a single client, customer, or a decision maker who said, I gave him the job because his CV had pink color, yellow color, blue color. Oh, I like his design. I like the layout. No, they don't give you a job for that. Yes, your CV can stand out, but it'll look like a brochure. Nobody wants a brochure. Okay. That is why abroad, internationally, if you see CVs are black font or white paper, plain simple, one sheet. Okay, you have to put what is required there. Dubai is slightly glamorous, I can understand. So, if you were to play that game that I'm going to try to stand out in front of 100 or 500 or 4,000 people, you're mistaken. When there were any jobs or vacancies, I never ever applied that way, because it becomes like a lottery ticket. What I would do is figure out who's the decision maker, figure out who's the CEO, figure out there's a contact or connection, and I would go the road less traveled. I would find out a networking event. I would find out where do they hang out. I would find out who is a person within the company. I would try to find out a contact, a connection. Otherwise, it's pointless. Yeah. Seriously, take it from me. You apply. I challenge you, apply for 100 jobs, vacancies. You'll not get a single call. The only calls you'll get is people who want to harvest your data. That's the only calls you'll get. Majority cases, you'll be like, man, I applied for 1,000 jobs. I didn't get any calls in return. You get idiots who come online, youngsters, Generation Z or whatever. Oh, I applied for 4,000 jobs. I applied for 2 years. I didn't get anything. Shut your pie hole. That's not how you get a job. If you want to get a job, you need to stand out. Just imagine me with my tattooed face and all that. Can you imagine me applying with a normal CV? If I had to put my photograph there, they'll be like, who's this clown? Who's this jackass? What is this? Predator? A horror movie or something? Or is this Halloween application? So what I would do is try the other way. I would try through contact, connection. I would figure out where do they hang out, or conference or seminar or networking. Do something whether it's even bribing the security guard, don't do that. I did it because I knew how to do it. Or it was manipulating a way through the reception or the secretary. I was a good charmer. I could do that. Otherwise, don't do it. Otherwise, don't apply. You're wasting your time. Yeah, if you want, go ahead, try it. And then come back to me and tell me, you're right. So that is not how it works. So if you want to succeed, if there's a job vacancy, don't do it where everyone else is doing, like, walk-in interviews, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. No, don't do that. That is why find out if this is your company of your dreams, find out how you can get your inroads. And remember, many times, this is something people will not tell you, is there are job vacancies which never get advertised. They just go word of mouth, or internal vacancies, or they tell, someone, or they approach people that they know. Why? Because filtering people random is a big headache and a massive waste of time, and you end up with people who oversell and underdeliver. So when you go through a reference, sometimes they come out with meaningful names, or when you ask people in the industry, you get someone who is worth it. So if you want to really make the odds in your favor, go meet the decision maker, find out what you can do to get him to want to meet you, to give him his time, and then use the pitch. I'll give more tips on this in the next video. So this is part 1. I hope you found it of value. If you did, comment down below. Let me know that you want part 2. And then if I feel you guys are still interested, then part 3, 4, 5, then we'll go that way. All right. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know if you have any questions, comment. But remember, if you want part 2, comment down below, and then I'll make part 2, which I hope will add value. All right. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Yeah. Bye.